want it?
Will you call the roll, please?
Robert Kraus,
Yeah.
Jason Blair,
Here.
Kathy Griffith,
Here.
Terry Kavner,
Here.
David Roberts,
Here.
Mark Ham,
Here.
Glenn Lewis.
Here. Would you please stand and join me for the pledge of allegiance? I'm sorry. Thank you. Item 2 is the consent docket. Item A is approve the minutes of the regular city council meeting held October 15, 2012. Item B is receive the minutes of the regular planning commission meeting held September the 11th, 2012. Item C is approve and ratify claims and expenditures for FY 2012-2013 in the amount of $1,894,688.40.
Make a motion to approve?
All right, thank you.
Second.
Thank you. Any other discussion? Everybody get their claims questions answered? Any notes or changes to the minutes? If not, we have a motion and a second. Would you call for the vote?
Jason Blair,
Yes.
Kathy Griffith,
Yes.
Terry Kavner,
Abstain?
David Roberts,
Yes.
Mark Ham,
Yes.
Glenn Lewis.
Yes, item carries. Item number 3 is consider extending the current contract with Apollo Building Systems Incorporated for the construction manager services for 1 year.
Mayor and council, staff would recommend approval of this item. We feel like this is a necessary way to build our capital improvement projects on a smaller scale. They can get better prices, they can do it in a more timely fashion, and vendors get tired of us calling for quotes. If there's any questions or issues, I'll be glad to try to answer them.
I just have one, and I'm not positive that it would pertain to this or not, but I know that they've worked on several projects for the city, Apollo, and they're the ones that are currently working on the new police. And I know that we had an incident, I don't know, a few months ago in reference to an employee over there getting hurt. Has OSHA, I guess, did an investigation, or was there anything that they were doing that was negligent? Construction's dangerous, I understand, and there may not have been anything.
That happened right after the last big rain we had. I think we had about an inch and a half of rain, and there was a heavy dew on the ground that morning. It happened about 8 a.m. And actually the guy they were setting the upright steel 4x4 columns, and there's a proper way they tie that steel off, and when they got it in a position where they tilted the weight, was bringing the pole down, it just come sailing out of the tie, and the guy that got injured made the tie, and he did receive a lot of damage to his foot, but OSHA showed up and they got a clear bill as far as safety issues and things like that.
Okay, good.
Okay. Anybody else? Do we have a motion?
Make a motion that we approve.
All right.
Second it.
Thank you. Thank you both. We have a motion and a second. Any other discussion on this item? No? Would you call for the vote?
Kathy Griffith,
Yes.
Terry Kavner,
Yes.
David Roberts,
Yes.
Mark Ham,
Yes.
Jason Blair,
Yes.
Glenn Lewis.
Yes, item carries. Item number 4 is considered rezoning application number RZ 892, located in the northwest quarter of Section 33, Township 10 North, Range 2 West, being south of Southeast 34th Street and east of Sooner Road, from A1 Rural Agricultural District to RE Residential Estates, and approve ordinance number 72712, application by Beverly Lawson. Planning Commission recommended approval of this item 7-0. This is in Ward 1.
Mayor and Council, this property is located approximately a quarter-mile south of Southeast 34th Street and east of Sooner Road. It is currently vacant. The applicant is proposing to split the lot and construct 2 new homes. Because the lot split would create a non-conforming lot in the A1 zoning district, a rezoning to RE Residential Estates is required. This property is located in a traditionally rural area. It does have private well and septic system. 1 curb cut will be allowed from Sooner Road. That will provide a shared access for both of the lots. They will be splitting them. If you look at the map on page 76, east and west, there'll be a north lot and a south lot. So the 1 shared curb cut from Sooner Road will be adequate. ODOT approval is required for the location of that curb cut. This property is currently designated in the Moore Vision 2020 as rural residential, and because RE uses are in conformance with rural residential land uses, an amendment to the Moore Vision 2020 is not required. Because this rezoning application is in conformance with the existing densities in the area, staff recommends approval of this application. If you have any questions, I would be happy to answer them.
Okay. Do we have a motion?
Make a motion to approve.
All right, thank you. Second. Thank you. Anyone opposed to this would like to speak? If not, would you call for the vote, please?
Terry Kavner,
Yes.
David Roberts,
Yes.
Mark Ham,
Yes.
Jason Blair,
Yes.
Kathy Griffith,
Yes.
Glenn Lewis.
Yes, item carries. Item number 5 is considered rezoning application number RZ 893, located in the northwest quarter of Section 34, Township 10 North, Range 3 West, being south of Southwest 34th Street and east of Santa Fe Avenue, from A1 Rural Agricultural District to C3 General Commercial District, R1 Single Family Dwelling District, and approve ordinance number 72812, application by Rivendell Land LP. This is from David Odom. Planning Commission recommended approval of this item 7-0. It is in Ward 3.
Mayor and Council, the subject site consists of a vacant parcel of land, approximately 26 acres. It's located just south of Southwest 34th Street and east of Santa Fe Avenue. The property is a natural drainage channel. It was never rezoned to a higher use because it was never intended to support development, but to remain as a stormwater drainage channel. However, the developer does now wish to recoup some of the floodplain surrounding the drainage channel through the drainage improvements that are being done with the Sendero Lakes addition. And he would request to rezone Tract 1 to C3 to incorporate it into the existing C3 property to the north, and Tract 2 to R1 in order to incorporate that into the existing R1 property to the south. Water and sewer are currently being extended to serve the site with the Sendero Lakes addition. The property is the FEMA designated 100-year floodplain. However, this will be reduced through site development work and FEMA submittals. The majority of the property will remain as a detention pond and drainage channel as planned with the Sendero Lakes addition. This application is in compliance with the Moore Vision 2020. An amendment to the plan is not required. Because this application is in compliance with the Moore Vision 2020, and if it is approved, it will not significantly increase the amount of developable area, staff does recommend approval of this application. I have provided you with a more detailed color map. This was sent out to the neighbors as they began to call with questions and some concerns. We did have a meeting, informal neighborhood meeting before this went to Planning Commission, where we did talk to some of the residents and get some of their concerns. Their concerns were based mainly on increased traffic to the area. Also some aesthetic concerns with commercial development. We have looked at their traffic concerns. We do anticipate with the existing C3 zoning that's already there, which you can see on your map, was done quite some time ago, that we will have some additional traffic. However, we have already been in talks with some engineers to begin plans to widen that roadway, and especially the drainage bridge box that is there currently, which is more narrow than the existing roadway, does create a safety concern. So we have begun discussing that with engineers. We're hoping to bring you some items to approve for a contract in the next upcoming meetings. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them. I know that the developer is here as well.
I don't.
Make a motion to approve.
All right, thank you.
Second?
Thank you. Any other discussion on this item? Anyone opposed to this? Would like to speak on it? If not, let's call for the vote.
David Roberts,
Yes.
Mark Ham,
Yes.
Jason Blair,
Yes.
Kathy Griffith,
Yes.
Terry Kavner,
Yes.
Glenn Lewis.
Yes, item carries. Appreciate you guys building here. Thanks. Item number 6 is consider approval of a contract renewal with Nyhart Incorporated in the amount of $7,400 for other post-employment benefits actuarial study.
Mayor and council, this is a request for a contract with a company that prepares one of our actuarial reports. It's required by governmental accounting standards that we have this report, and the gist of it is that it's estimating the liabilities for our retirees in the area of health insurance and any life insurance they may have. So this request is for a contract with Nyhart. They're a good company. They've done this for us for a few years, and total cost is $7,400.
It's a budgeted item, right?
Yes.
Okay. Do we have a motion?
Move to approve.
All right, thank you.
Second?
Thank you. Any other comments or questions on this? If not, we have a motion and a second. Would you call for the vote?
Mark Ham,
Yes.
Jason Blair,
Yes.
Kathy Griffith,
Yes.
Terry Kavner,
Yes.
David Roberts,
Yes.
Mayor Lewis.
Yes, item carries. Thank you. Item number 7 is consider resolution number 748-12 adopting the 2012 supplement to the Moore Code of Ordinances.
Mayor and council, this is a item that we bring to you every year. It just updates our code book with the ordinances that have been passed in the prior year. So it's just an update of everything that you've approved in the past year.
Okay. Do we have a motion?
Make a motion to approve.
All right, thank you.
Second?
Thank you both.
Jason Blair,
Yes.
Kathy Griffith,
Yes.
Terry Kavner,
Yes.
David Roberts,
Yes.
Mark Ham,
Yes.
Mayor Lewis.
Yes, item carries. Thank you. Item number 8 is consider resolution number 749-12 adopting the 2012 supplement to the Land Development Code.
Mayor and council, this is a similar item as the Code of Ordinances. It just pertains to our Land Development Code. There were 4 items that pertain to the Land Development Code in the last year, and we ask that you approve this supplement and update.
All right, do we have a motion?
Make a motion to approve?
All right, thank you.
Second.
Thank you. Any other discussion on this item? These are items that we've already passed too, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, they are.
Okay, thank you. Would you call for the vote, please?
Kathy Griffith,
Yes.
Terry Kavner,
Yes.
David Roberts,
Yes.
Mark Ham,
Yes.
Jason Blair,
Yes.
Mayor Lewis.
Yes, item carries. At this time, we'll recess the city council meeting and convene the Moore Public Works Authority meeting. Item 9 is the consent docket. Item A is receive and approve the minutes of the regular Moore Public Works Authority meeting held October 15th, 2012. Item B is approve and ratify claims and expenditures for FY 2012-2013 in the amount of $1,016,551.74.
Make a motion to approve?
All right, thank you.
Second?
Thank you. Everybody get their claims questions answered? Any notes or changes to the minutes? If not, we have a motion and a second. Would you call for the vote, please?
Terry Kavner,
Yes.
David Roberts,
Yes.
Mark Ham,
Yes.
Jason Blair,
Yes.
Kathy Griffith,
Yes.
Glenn Lewis.
Yes, item carries. Item number 10 is consider approval of the group life and AD&D insurance policies with Dearborn National and Gallagher Benefit Services as agent with a 2-year rate guarantee.
Mayor and trustees, our current group life and AD&D insurance rates are 8 cents per thousand for group term life and 3 cents per thousand for accidental death and dismemberment with Dearborn National. Dearborn National has offered to renew our policy with the same rates and give us a 2-year price guarantee. The staff recommends approval of the Dearborn National Life Policy and Gallagher Benefit Services agent with the 2-year rate guarantee.
Move to approve?
I have to defer to you insurance guys. I don't know if that's a good deal or not. Thank you. Do we have a second?
Second.
Thank you. We have a motion and a second. Any other questions or comments? If not, would you call for the vote, please?
David Roberts,
Yes.
Mark Ham,
Yes.
Jason Blair,
Yes.
Kathy Griffith,
Yes.
Terry Kavner,
Yes.
Glenn Lewis.
Yes, item carries. At this time, we'll recess the Moore Public Works Authority meeting and convene the Moore Risk Management meeting. Item number 11 is the consent docket. Item A is accept the minutes of the regular Moore Risk Management meeting held October 15th, 2012. Item B is approve and ratify claims and expenditures for FY 2012-2013 in the amount of $177,381.65.
Make a motion to approve?
All right, thank you.
Second.
Thank you, appreciate it. We have a motion and a second. Everybody get their claims questions answered? Since you can't ask questions on these, it doesn't really matter. So, would you call for the vote, please?
It is what it is.
They're medical.
Mark Ham,
Yes.
Jason Blair,
Yes.
Kathy Griffith,
Yes.
Terry Kavner,
Yes.
David Roberts,
Yes.
Glenn Lewis.
Yes, item carries. At this time, we'll recess the Moore Risk Management meeting, excuse me, and reconvene the City Council meeting. Item number 12 is citizens, or A is citizens forum for items not on the agenda. There's no one signed up. Would anyone like to speak? Okay. Item B is items from the City Council or trustees.
I have a couple of questions.
Okay.
12th Street, could it be possible for somebody to provide me when we started construction on the area that we're working on? Like when you put barriers up and started tearing up concrete and the delays, without those delays, would we be done by now or would we still be working on it? I'm trying to get an idea of how far we've been set back because of the holdup with AT&T on relocating their utilities.
We wouldn't be completed, but it has been a hindrance to the timing of the project. And I can get you a start date when we actually first started the project. But let me talk to our inspector and the contractor, and then I'll try to get you a firm timeline on how much delay has occurred
Okay.
due to the relocation of utilities.
Okay.
And I do have a start date for AT&T.
Yeah, okay.
And it's coming Monday, and they'll be out by the end of the calendar year. And then we visited with the contractor, and he lived with that post condition, so we ought to be moving toward the completion process. I also called our traffic signal technician, and we're gonna try to lengthen that timing there at the highway on the west side.
Mm-hmm.
Those turn movements are slowing that traffic down, and more so, I don't know why, but it seems to me like it's worse as we put the traffic to the south side. But he's gonna come through there and tweak those lights, and the timing will, the traffic will move better through that corridor.
Okay. And is there any way that somebody from delays that the city's been experiencing and just inconveniencing the people, especially that live over there and those businesses that have had to put up with all of that.
I'll definitely give them an invite.
Okay, well, I'd love to talk with them at our next meeting or as soon as they're available, although that may be a while, I guess. Another question I had, and you may not be able to answer this today, but have we, I know the open carry law has gone into effect, and at our office, it's been quite a learning curve. Has there been any issues with the city of Moore about the open carry, or how you guys plan on enforcing that, or?
Chief, would you come up, please?
We haven't had any issues thus far, but we have had extensive training in it, in the statute, what is allowed and what isn't allowed. So, all city buildings have been posted, or should be soon, if not, no weapons, things like that. Businesses have been notified through the Chamber of Commerce that what their rights are in that area. And we've had, training in how to approach those situations with the officers and with our communications.
Okay.
So, so far, we haven't had any issues.
Right.
Haven't had a call yet,
Okay.
so.
You know, it might be something just to consider, to think about, having some kind of a forum or a class for people that are interested, that have a permit now to carry open, that, you know, the city might provide so that they're clear on what.
Once they've been through they should be clear through the state training that they receive.
Right. Yeah, they should be, I agree.
They should be, and they should be aware of the fact that if they are asked by a police officer, they are to provide that Self-Defense Act card.
Right.
But yeah, we'd be happy to do, we already have the information compiled and everything that we had for our officers and our communications people, so I'm sure we could do something like that.
It may be something to look at, where you make it available online so people can go and read. And I know that the class that they attend is like 8 hours, so the training is very minimal, and a little bit of additional training might be helpful.
Sure.
But good, I'm glad we haven't had any issues. Thank you.
Thanks, Chief. Anybody else?
Just one more, sorry.
Okay. No problem.
Everybody's ready to go home. I want to embarrass Kyle Duncan. He's our church administrator, First Baptist Church Moore. Came here tonight. I think our church is going to start coming, being involved in our city and our government. Then my friend Hayden Young's out here, so wave. I think Jason knows Hayden also. He's a teacher over at Kelly. And that's all.
Welcome, gentlemen.
Yes, we're glad to have you. Jason, did you have anything? You look like you
I
want
was
to say
waiting for
something.
you to introduce me.
And they're back row Baptists, so they're sitting on the back. So they fit in.
We're right at home then, right?
Yeah.
Okay, moving on. Any items from the city manager?
Just a couple of items, Mayor. One is, obviously, tomorrow is the election, all the way from the presidency down to the local elections here. And obviously, our parks issues are on there. I just want to encourage people to vote tomorrow. It should be a busy day, so make sure you make time to vote, but we just would certainly encourage people to vote.
Absolutely.
Just wanted to also mention the Dick's grand opening over the weekend. That was a stellar success from what we are able to gather. Have you talked to anybody with Dick's today, Deidre?
Yes, but no numbers.
No numbers.
Just a big thank you from them to us.
Yeah, I think that that went very well. They were extremely busy over the weekend. The firefighters were out there giving away hot dogs on Saturday, and we had police presence in different locations and in and out of the store most of the weekend. And so that was an exciting weekend for us. The only other thing I have is that I had emailed you all, but just wanted to mention again that through the, really, I guess, the initiative of Brent and his company, Trifecta Communications, we were able to attend the Keep Oklahoma Beautiful Environmental Excellence Awards ceremony last Thursday evening at the, I don't know the new name of it, the Cowboy Hall of Fame. New, it's probably been, what, 15 years that it's been the Cowboy and Western Heritage Center or something, I don't know.
35.
Up there, anyway, everybody knows where I'm talking about. And we were entered the Recycle Center and the advertising campaign for the Recycle Center were entered into their Environmental Excellence Awards categories, and we came away big winners, actually. We were very excited. We were winner of the 2012 Environmental Excellence Award winner, City of Moore, in the government programs for cities over 30,000 in that category, and that was against the City of Enid Tree Board and the City of Norman. So we had another friendly win over our rivals to the south. And then all of the winners in the various categories, which were statewide projects all over, were all lumped together, and then there was chosen a grand prize, or a best of the best is what they call it, winner. So we were the 2012 Outstanding Achievement Award for the City of Moore for statewide competition, best of the best, environmental best. So we were very, very excited about that. We had a good showing of city representatives and people from Brent's company to be there to accept that. So we were the darlings of the evening, I believe, at that event. And then I'd like to have Brent come up. Brent also is going to give us a little bit of information briefly about some other, I guess, awards that the same advertising campaign. This was the one with the little crazy little Martians on it that you saw
They're
around.
actually
Martians that you saw around town and up on the water tower and all that. And it was an extremely successful campaign for us. The facility over there with Elizabeth's group's help has run that center over there, and it still is doing amazing business over there with people bringing their recyclables over there. So we're excited about that. But Brent, if you would, please.
Well, thank you, council members and Mr. Mayor and Mr. City Manager. Yeah, the Recycle More campaign is kind of interesting. It's the little campaign that could, I guess you could say. We were actually hired to create this campaign about a year ago. And what you see right here on this table is a representation of the awards that this campaign has won locally, statewide, and nationally all over the country. And it just kind of baffles my mind that this funny little campaign with Martians on a water tower with the UFO and take us to your litter was kind of the theme there, instead of take us to your leader, it's a joke. Anyway, people really, yeah, it's fun. People really liked it, and we entered it all over the country. And when I look at all these awards, most of these were accompanied with a ceremony in which someone went to that ceremony, accepted the award, and had an opportunity to talk about Moore, Oklahoma to the people that were there. In many of these cases, they were advertising agencies. Some of them were municipal competitions around the country. And so they're all wonderful opportunities to showcase the city. And I wanted to share in about 30 seconds an example of what I'm talking about. One of these awards is a PR News Award. And PR News is a very large national organization. Every year they have a big competition with advertising agencies from Madison Avenue on down. And we're way beyond Madison Avenue. But they invite them to enter this competition. The finalists get invited to a ceremony at the National Press Club in Washington, D.C., in which they get to come and determine who's going to win. And so we actually sent, and by the way, this is Armand and Brian. They're the guys that actually came up with this campaign. I helped a little. But they actually came up. We sent Armand to Washington, D.C. to the National Press Club on behalf of our company in the city of Moore to accept what we didn't know what it was, but something. And it turns out that we did win a top award with PR News. But what was more shocking is the table Armand was sitting at had, it was him from the city of Moore. There was a representative from the United Nations was sitting at his table. The chairman of the Heinz Foundation, which is the Heinz Ketchup Company, was sitting at his table. The public relations director for Southwest Airlines was sitting at his table, and the national marketing team for the American Cancer Society were all sitting at his table. And then there was Armand from here, and that was kind of interesting because they were like, who are you and what are you doing here? But then what was even more shocking, they talked at the table and they began to discuss their campaigns that the other organizations were doing. And as it turns out, everyone at his table had a multi-million-dollar campaign. We were competing with them. They had multi-million-dollar campaigns. Now, the campaign for this was a $30,000 grant from the government, which does sound like a lot of money, and it is a lot of money for us, but when you're competing against people with $2 and $3 million campaigns, it kind of puts everything in perspective as to the achievement that we were able to accomplish. And when they learned that Armand was from this little town in Moore with a little bitty campaign, with a little bitty budget, and he was sitting at their table, they became very interested in why in the world he was there. And what is it that we were doing there? Why were we there? You know, and they were cornering him in the elevator. After the whole thing was over, he actually got to go on stage at the National Press Club, there at the National, what was it, whatever it was, anyway, in Washington, and tell them about this campaign, and he was one of the few that actually got to speak there at the event. And so he got to share a little bit more and a little about the campaign in front of this renowned audience. That's just an illustration of the kind of recognition that the city has been able to receive from this little campaign. So I feel like you kind of got 2 for 1. You got a marked increase in recycling, which was the point. And you can talk to Elizabeth about those numbers if you care to. But then you also got some wonderful exposure for your city with organizations all over the country. We are very, very proud to have been a part of this, and we appreciate the trust that the city put in our company to let us do this. And I know a couple of the selection committee members are here, and we appreciate you guys giving us a shot. So thank you very much. One final note, and then I'll sit down. There is one award way at the end over there, and that has nothing to do with Recycle More. That was actually a competition for television shows. And as it turns out, Jamie Shelton went to Portland, Oregon to receive an award, which we didn't know what it was going to be till he went. But this was actually the first place award for news television programs for municipalities within our population range. And this is through a national municipal marketing, the 3 CMA is what they're called, National Municipal Marketing Organization. And so you can be the proud owners of the #1 news television show of municipalities anywhere in the country, our size. So we're very, very excited about that as well. The Inside More show also got a little attention for you. So thank you for working with our company all these years, and we appreciate the opportunity to serve the city. Thanks.
Good job, thank you.
That's awesome. Anything else?
That's all, sir.
You sure?
Yes, sir.
You sure? Okay. Item 13 is adjournment.
So move.
Second?
Call for the vote. Excuse me.
Jason Blair,
Yes.
Kathy Griffith,
Yes.
Terry Kavner,
Yes.
David Roberts,
Yes.
Mark Ham,
Yes.
Glenn Lewis.
Yes, we are adjourned. Thank you for coming.
Wouldn't miss